Hello, and welcome to Life of a Boss, the podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, public speaker, and mentor, Jason Hardin. This podcast is all about helping audiences create and reach their own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and personal development. Having survived extreme obstacles from an early age, such as cancer, poverty, abuse, family dysfunction, and even homelessness, Jason has learned how to master the art of resilience and defy all odds to become the boss he is today. So, get ready for some serious game and remember to keep an open mind. Now, without further delay, here is your host, Jason Hardin.
Welcome back to another wonderful episode of Life of a Boss, the podcast. I am your host, Jason Hardin, and I am very grateful to be here and thankful to be here and all the other wonderful things to be here, because here is a wonderful place to be. Straight up. Anyway, today's episode is all about something very important, very dear and near to many of our hearts, and it's about family. But it's really about the difference between family and relatives. And I think it's important to understand the difference between family and relatives, because on your road to success, on your journey to where you want to be, you're going to be interacting with both family and relatives. And what's the difference? People ask, what's the difference? And I'm going to tell you, relatives are bound by blood. Relatives, like, man, you got the same mother, same father, same auntie, same grandma, same cousins, you're in the same bloodline. But family are the people who have chosen you to be in their life, and you have chosen to be in yours. Family isn't necessarily blood. Family are the people you win with, the people you go to when you need help, the people who have your back, the people you understand, that understand you as a person and who you really are, and they're not always related to you. Family is not always related to you, and I want you to understand that, because a lot of us think that our relatives are our family. A lot of us think that the people that are bound by blood are the people that are going to look out for us, people that are going to help us, people that are going to support us, people that are going to work as a team with us. And that's not necessarily so. The people that are related to you can be your biggest haters, your biggest oppositions, your biggest obstacles in life. And it's sad, but that happens. And you have to understand it when it's happening. You know what I'm saying? If it's not happening, it's not there. But if it is happening, it's important to understand. But it's also important not to take anything personally. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to expect, and I'm not saying we don't have to. Matter of fact, we shouldn't expect anything from anyone, first of all. But second of all, we shouldn't expect anything from relatives. We shouldn't think they're supposed to do anything. They're supposed to act any kind of way. They're supposed to perform in any manner that we choose. It's not so. They don't have to respond the way we think they're supposed to respond. Just because that's my grandmama, my uncle, my brother, my sister, my cousin, like, they don't have to care like I think they're supposed to care. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It's a relationship. The bond or the connection is only as strong as the relationship. It's not as strong as the blood. It's not as strong as the DNA. It's not as strong as anything else. It's as strong as the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And when there is no relationship, or the relationship is tainted or toxic or harmful, then there is no family there. That's only a relative. They're only related to you. But family, on the other hand, can be that homie that was there from day one, who always had your back, who always kept you out of trouble, who always helped you find opportunities and capitalize and do positive things, do positively. Family can be your girl who always encouraged you to do better, help you in school, supported you, helped you study, gave you good habits. Family can be that mentor. They gave you that book to read, always checked up on you, made sure you was okay, man. Always looked out for you in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And looking for nothing in return. And it's important to know the difference because a lot of us can get the two confused. And the only reason and the only way that becomes harmful is if you have expectations from people. And the truth is not to expect anything from anyone. Do not have expectations. Because as soon as you expect something from someone, you're giving them power over how you're gonna feel, how you're gonna react, what you can do. And that's not the way you wanna live. That ain't boss shit. It's not boss shit. So stop having expectations on the people you think are related to you. Don't even expect nothing from family. Family's gonna do it. Family's gonna be there. Family's gonna care. Family's gonna fuck with you. But don't expect things from anyone, especially, anyone you have no connection with, no connection to. And just because there's a blood connection doesn't mean there's a connection any other way. Doesn't mean you have a bond. Because they might not see things the way you do. You know what? I have an interesting story. I went to the Bay Area, man. This is a while ago. My cousin was young. And me and my girl went out there. We were renting a house. And it was very close to where he stayed. And he stayed up in Redwood City area. And I said, cousin, come on, let's go hang out. Let's go kick it. Right? And he was 18. I think he was about 17, 18 at the time. And I drove down to go get him. You know, I'm probably about 21. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably about maybe 50. No, he was older than that. So he was probably about 17, 18 at the time. But I'm about 21. And I'm grown. I'm living with my girl. I'm on my own. And I said, cousin, come hang out with me. You know, I'm going to come pick you up. So I picked him up. And we went out. You know, and he spent the night at my house, and we played video games on the PlayStation. I took him to where he wanted to go eat. We went shopping and something. I probably splurged a couple bucks on whatever he was interested in at the time, and we had a good time. You know, because I love his mother, love his father, man. My aunt and uncle, his parents were always there for me. You know, they're family. You know, and his dad is not my blood, but he's always been my Uncle Seal, and I love him to death, and I love him to pieces, man. And I love him to life. You know what I'm saying? So of course I took my cousin down, showed him a great time, and long story short, we had a great time. You know, and I took him home, and that's only half the story. The other half is he had a great time, and he thought that this is how family get down. He thought that this is how his cousin gets down. So he hears about a wedding where the other parts of the family stay. You know, they stay in another little city up north, and he heard about a wedding. Somebody's getting married and big function or whatever. He might have heard on social media or whatever. So he goes. I don't think he announces he was going. I think he was going to surprise everybody like, hey, look at me, man. I'm little cousin. I'm here, you know. And I made it here by myself. I didn't ask for nobody to pick me up. I didn't get dropped off by my parents. I'm here. And basically, they looked at him and it was like, you weren't invited. And mind you, he's a youngster. Like, you don't invite children like that. Like, when you invite parents and their kids come. Like, you don't turn down children. You know what I'm saying? He was still a young person, probably his first 18. But anyways, a young person in our family. You know, he's from that generation. And I got cousins that right now are in their 50s. You know what I'm saying? I got older cousins. Like I said, we got a huge age gap. You know, or should I say age range in the grandchildren of our family on my mother's side. But yeah, so we have cousins that are old enough to be your parents. You know, they're old enough should be old enough to get and understand what it's like to be, or at least that they should care for the young people in their family, and they turn them away. They say you're not invited. And they didn't say, well, you're not invited. So, man, well, come on in. We're going to make space for you. We're going to make room. They was like, well, you're not invited. So we don't know how you're going to get home type shit. And he left. But I told him, I was like, bro, there's a difference between family and relatives. And I think he learned that day. He learned the hard way. It took him a couple-hour trip to get to where he was going. And probably at least a few hours to get back. But he learned a very important lesson, and that was there's a difference between family and relatives. And I think we have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And I think we have to expect that, if anything. Don't expect for anybody to play a role or to respond a certain way, but expect there's a difference between family and relatives, because there is. And I'm only saying that because I don't want people to think that everybody that's related to you has to be with you to get to that next level. Whoever's related to you does not have to agree with you, don't have to support you, don't have to care about you for you to get to that next level. You can get there without anybody that's related to you. But it's hard to get there without family. And family could be your mentor, your son, your daughter, your sister, your brother, your stepmama, your anybody that supports you and cares and gives a shit and helps you and wishes you well and encourages you and all that. You know what I'm saying? And tells you right and tells you the truth and guides you and sets an example. That's all family. And they can be anybody that you choose to put in your life, or anybody that chooses you to put in their life. And I want to say that because, like I said, to become a boss, to become a success, to become a happy, independent, fulfilled individual, you got to understand that. Because family is strong. And our concept of and our ideas towards the concept of family can be strong. And I don't want anybody to get confused in their journey towards success. Alright? Anyway, I love y'all, man. Take that as you may. And I hope you can do something with it, because like I said, we're all out here trying to be better people, be better individuals, interact better, create better relationships, and be bosses in our own way. Alright? Success is a lifestyle. Peace.
Did anything stand out to you in today's show? If so, let us know. Your questions, comments, and concerns are important to Jason, as he is determined to always deliver to you only the most impactful information and content. Until next time, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and leave a review whenever possible. You may visit lifeofaboss.net for more episodes and great resources to help you become the absolute boss that you were meant to be. You can also follow Jason on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hardin. Thank you. And to never forget that success is a lifestyle.